An update on 751 South, continuing to lay the groundwork for Southside Revitalization, and an urgent reminder for all Durham residents to use water wisely. We invite you to join us now as we take you inside City Hall this week. Hello, I'm Amy Blaylock. Welcome to City Hall this week, dedicated to keeping you informed about what's going on inside Durham City Hall. A court case involving the 751 South project must run its course before the City Council will decide whether to extend city services to the development's potential site. Southern Durham Development Incorporated wants to build 1,300 homes and 600,000 square feet of commercial space on the site in southwest Durham County. The City Council voted during a special session to take no action on extending water and sewer service until the court case challenging the project zoning is complete. Council members made that decision after city attorneys advised them that going ahead and approving those services might somehow affect the litigation surrounding the project. The man who has led many of the city's community development activities over the past 7 years is retiring. Community Development Director Mike Barros will retire in October after being credited with helping to meet the affordable housing needs of the community. City Manager Tom Bonfield says Barros brought stability and credibility to a department that had many operational challenges before his arrival. Bonfield's Senior Assistant Reginald Johnson will serve as the interim director of the department. In such a continuously mixed economic climate, there's encouraging news to report from Durham's Community Development Loan Program. The loans are managed by the Community Development Department and help with affordable housing, home ownership, home rehabilitation, and rental housing. The department presented its semi-annual report on the program to the City Council during its August 18th work session. Since many of the department's programs are funded through repayment and interest income, the focus of the city's efforts is to make sure that the loans are repaid and that the delinquency rate remains low. The report shows that the overall delinquency rate for the second half of this fiscal year was 13.7%, or 98 out of 820 active loans. That rate is lower than the first half of the year, where 102 loans, or 14.6%, were delinquent. It's also lower than the rate for the second half of 2010, which was 14.6%. The Community Development Department says it has stepped up its efforts in mailing past due reminder notices and that borrowers are becoming more responsive to those mailings. The city is continuing to lay the financial groundwork for the Southside Revitalization Project. As part of that effort, the application for $8.8 million Community Development Block Grant Section 108 loan has now been submitted to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
The Section 108 loan is a loan program established by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development that allows cities to borrow against their future entitlements. It allows cities to have a larger project than if they use their annual entitlement allocation each year. So what we're doing here with the City of Durham is that we'll have an $8.8 million loan, and we'll pay that loan with the future entitlements every year.
The initial plans for the project include 2 phases of mixed income rental development.
The Southside Redevelopment Project is an exciting project. Phase 1 of the project consists of 132 units of mixed income housing, rental housing. 119 of those units will be rental housing. 13 units will be live workspaces. Live workspaces are spaces that can be either rental housing or they can be retail or office space. Those 13 units will face Lakewood. Of the 119 units, 80 of those units will be low to moderate income, and the remaining units will be market rate apartments. Then in phase 2 of the project, there'll be 79 rental units. 1/3 of those rental units will be market rate, and 2/3 of those units will be low and moderate income based.
City staff says the Section 108 loan program is crucial to the success of both phases of the project.
The 108 loan will have 3 major components. One of the first major component will be the establishment of public infrastructure on the former Rolling Hill site. This will consist of new roads, new sidewalks, water and sewer on that site. The second part of the 108 loan will occur on the west side of Roxborough Street in the Southside community, where there also will be some new public infrastructure on that side of Roxborough, particularly around the Beeman Street area. The third part of the 108 loan will be that the city will acquire several lots from Self-Help, which has already purchased lots in the Southside community, and we'll use those lots to build affordable housing.
Construction on the initial Section 108 program activities are expected to begin later this year or in early 2012. Another delay in the American Tobacco Trail Bridge project could actually save taxpayers money. Find out how when City Hall This Week continues.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Tom.
Oh, good morning, Mike.
Try data, commute a little easier.
Welcome back. The Harvard Avenue Street Improvement Project is nearing an end.
Harvard Avenue is located in northeast central Durham, and it connects Miami Boulevard to Benjamin. And we took an existing gravel road and have paved it. And so now we have new sidewalks, new stormwater quality devices, and a new road for the citizens to use in that part of town.
Because of some unforeseen costs that had to be included in the project, another $150,000 is being added to the total contract amount.
We had to have additional funding because we had additional work that we needed to do out at Harvard. We added a sidewalk. We also had to go in and replace the water line, and we did some landscaping down near where the creek crossing is. And then we also encountered some really poor soils that support the road itself. If you try to build a road on the soft soils, the asphalt won't hold up. So we had to take those soils out and replace them, which added a good bit of cost to the project.
But despite those additions, the project is almost complete and the street was reopened to traffic in August.
The entire project is paved. We've got the sidewalk in place, and one of the remaining things to do is install the landscaping and just do a few cleanup items. But the road right now, it's under traffic and folks are able to use it to travel in and out of the neighborhood.
City staff says this project is important to the neighborhood and the city because it eliminates one of the gravel roads in Durham.
The citizens now have a nice new paved road to use and really improves the quality of life for them as they travel to and from their neighborhood. Also, it puts in some water quality devices, which are the first that we've installed in the city under one of our city contracts, and that will improve the quality of the stormwater as it drains from the roads.
The project is expected to be finished by this fall. We also have an update on the American Tobacco Bridge project.
The American Tobacco Bridge project is actually part of the American Tobacco Trail. They call it Phase Z of the American Tobacco Trail. It's the section of the project that will connect from NC 54 Fayetteville, where the American Tobacco Trail currently terminates, and will tie into the existing trail at Chatham County line. It's about a 4-mile section, and the bridge is the center part of that trail. The bridge is actually going to be crossing I-40. I-40 is a section of the road where they'll have to cross with a 220-foot span bridge, and that's why it's the bridge and trail. So the bridge is only a portion of this entire section of the project. This section of the trail will complete a 22-mile section from the Durham Bulls Ballpark all the way down to New Hill in Chatham County, and it will be part of a north-south trail from Maine to Florida.
The city is now having to rebid the project since the engineer's estimate was significantly below what was actually bid.
This part of the project is being rebid because we just think it's good engineering practice to have the bid come out close to what the engineer's estimate was. Our consulting engineer's estimate was off of the actual bid. And we agree with DOT we should go out for rebid, and this will give us a chance to look at the plans closer and get a tighter bid. The bids came out higher than what our consultant had estimated because it's a 200-foot span over I-40. It's made out of tubular steel. It's a unique design that is putting on unique demands on the contractor as well as our consultant who was trying to do the estimate.
Overall, rebidding is expected to offer more opportunities to reevaluate the project for more cost-saving measures. Since the project has been a long time in the making, the city does want to offer its thanks to the community for its continued patience and support.
We would like to take this time, though, to thank the community for their patience as we work through this project. This has been very trying on several agencies as well as the community, and we really would like to thank them for their upbeat, their support, and their caring of this project to make sure it goes through.
For more updates on the pedestrian bridge project, visit the Public Works Department homepage on the city's website. The city is stepping up its efforts to remind residents to conserve water as much as possible. That's in light of the fact that this summer's moderate drought conditions have taken a toll on Durham's water supply and will continue to do so until we get a significant rain event. Durham's Conservation Coordinator Al Nelson explains the current status of the city's water supply.
Well, I think a good place to start would be looking at our reservoirs. Currently, we have very little inflow into those reservoirs. And for those of you who aren't aware of our reservoirs, we have 2 of them here in the city, Lake Mickey and Little River Reservoir. As I said, inflow is very light into those reservoirs. The watersheds that feed those reservoirs, pretty dry right now. So, of course, we're looking for rain at every opportunity. And at this point, if we had to evaluate or grade our reservoirs, I think we'd still say they're good, even though capacity is at 75%. I say even though simply because we have certain triggers that we have to look at in terms of potential water restrictions when reservoir capacity gets to a certain level. So that's why we're concerned with capacity, but overall it's good. I think the next thing to look at would be to consider what our demand is right now and has been for the last 30 days. It's ranging anywhere from 34 to 35 million gallons per day. Of course, we're in the peak season. We also have decided, due to our reservoir levels, although as I said, they're good, to get supplemental water from the town of Cary via an interconnection. And this is just to, for the most part, just put less of a demand on our reservoirs. The longer that we can maintain the levels that we have, of course, the longer our supply lasts.
As Nelson mentioned, if Durham doesn't receive more rain over the next few weeks, the city will have to move to more stringent water restrictions. But there are things water customers can be doing now to help conserve.
One of the things that people should look at is how they're using water. And I think the best way to do that is to look at indoor usage and outdoor usage. Of course, this time of year we see a lot more outdoor usage. And certainly, we've seen our yards get pretty brown, our bushes get pretty shriveled up. And I think it's very important to be very careful how you water, be smart with how you water. A lot of water gets wasted in the watering process. There's a lot of runoff from watering, and essentially a lot of people's vegetation just doesn't receive the water properly. it gets lost by other means. Certainly follow our watering schedule that's in place currently. Certainly watering from 10 to 6, which is not allowed according to our water ordinance, is really a bad time to water anyway. There's so much evaporation that occurs during that period that you're just really you're really not receiving the benefits that you could if you were watering in the morning or in the evening. So certainly look at your outdoor component. Indoor, that pretty much remains the same year round, but there's still some things you can do indoors. Just be mindful of running water longer than you need to. And those of you who lived here during the 07-08 drought or the previous one in the early 2000s, you've probably already incorporated some water saving, water conservation measures into your lifestyles, hopefully. Otherwise, we just ask everyone to do their parts, just in case. We want everybody to be actively working to preempt any possible water shortage or conditions were to become at a particular drought level that would cause a strain on our system.
There are also special programs being offered by the city to encourage residents to do their part in conserving water. For more information on these programs or to receive updates on Durham's water status, visit durhamsaveswater.org. The Durham Performing Arts Center is celebrating another successful year. Find out how that translated into a significant boost for the local economy when City Hall This Week continues.
When I need you, I just close my eyes and I'm with you, and all that I so wanna give you, it's only a
You don't have to be a hero to be a hero.
away.
When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Traction control, front and rear crumple zones, anti-lock braking system. For all the modern safety features an automobile has, a motorcycle has none of them. In North Carolina, there were 3,500 motorcycle crashes last year, killing 151 riders. Remember, in order for your helmet to do its job, you need to do yours first. Make sure it's a compliant helmet. For more information regarding training in your area, visit bikesafenc.com.
Did you know that over-fertilizing your lawn wastes money, hurts your grass, and pollutes our reservoirs by feeding problem-causing algae? So if you fertilize your lawn, find out what kind of grass you have and how to care for it. Don't fertilize if heavy rain is forecast, and never leave fertilizer on driveways or sidewalks. Remember, clean water begins at home. A message from the North Carolina Clean Water Education Partnership. Learn more at nccleanwater.org.
Welcome back. The Holton Career and Resource Center is continuing to increase the programs it provides and the number of Durham residents it serves.
Since the inaugural of Holton Career and Resource Center, the center has provided outstanding programming services to the citizens of Durham.
The center is located in northeast central Durham and features many organizations offering services through the facility.
The unique partnership between the City of Durham, Durham County, Durham Parks and Recreation, Durham Public Schools, and Duke Medical continues to explore options to attract patrons to the facility by offering diverse programs for all ages, identifying the areas to improve security, continued facility improvements, continued services in the healthcare field.
During its August 18th work session, the City Council received an update on how the center's partnerships with the community allow it to provide programs to residents of all ages in a variety of ways.
Partnership with Salvation Army, Boys and Girls Club on the Ujamaa Project. The Ujamaa Project is a teen program designed to foster and develop leadership skills as well as personal development. We conducted a pilot program in the spring of 2010, and approximately 20 youth participated in this endeavor. Sponsorship of Space with Kids Notes. Sponsorship of Space with NAACP Act So to establish the Act So program. The Act So stands for Afro Academic, Culture, Technology, and Scientific Olympics. This is an enrichment program designed to encourage high academics and culture achievement in African American high school students. We provided space and reduced costs for mainly the cultural achievement piece. Average student attendance was 30. Partnership with East Durham Children's Initiative, partnership with Reed Seed and Company of Durham. This past January, I must say that I was real thrilled to see that we had over 377 educational books donated for the after school program and also donated for the summer enrichment camp. Value of these books was $2,034. Partnership with Duke University and Hector Blanco and 6 other artists of Dominican Republic on painting murals in Holden Career and Resource Center. The paintings were based off the rich history and long-standing of traditions in the city of Durham. This project was completed this past July 22nd, 2011.
Principal Gloria Weeks also offered an update on the educational programs offered at the center.
I am pleased to report that since our inception in August 25th of 2009, our enrollment continues to increase. When we opened our doors in August of 2009, we began with 4 course offerings. I am pleased to report today that we have 12 course offerings. The 4 that we began with in August were the barbering program, which is still one of our most successful programs, basic mechanical repair, scientific visualization, and the carpentry program. And we implemented the Cisco Networking Academy and horticulture the 2nd semester of the 2009 year. Our enrollment for 2009 was 175. Our enrollment for the 2010-11 year was 178. Again, I'm pleased to report today that our projected enrollment for the 2011-12 year is 273. Out of the 12 programs that we have offered over the past 2 years, and as we embark upon the 3rd year, we have had to eliminate some of those programs due to budget constraints and low enrollment. Our ag mechanic program has been eliminated for the 2012 year. Our horticulture program, unfortunately, has been eliminated as well. And we're also eliminating the small business entrepreneurship program because they're offering that program in most of the high schools. Some of the Saturday programs that we're offering, we do Saturday schools on Saturdays. That is a tutorial in math classes for all of the students in the district. And we will also be doing our SAT prep courses on Saturday at the Holton Center as well.
For more information on the programs available through the Holton Career and Resource Center, visit holtoncareer.dpsnc.net. It's also been another wildly successful year for the city-owned Durham Performing Arts Center. The Lion King and other Broadway shows, events, and concerts are being credited with the center's earning just over $1 million for the city during the period ending June 30th. The DPAC's annual report to the City Council shows that the Lion King alone grossed $5.4 million in ticket sales and drew almost 82,000 guests.
Lion King, based on statistics and metrics used by the Broadway League of America, on that one show alone, their estimate, this is Lion King's estimate in a national press release, but that show alone brought $16.2 million in economic benefit to the region.
That type of impact stems from the fact that the DPAC is a draw for audiences from all over the state and the Southeast.
People really come to the Durham Performing Arts Center from all over. These are a list of major municipalities, Raleigh, Cary, Wake County, part of the Triangle region is, represents the most guests, followed by Durham, followed by Chapel Hill, other areas in North Carolina, including Greensboro. So there's, you can't say it enough. People really do come from all over.
Statistics that exemplify why the center continues to garner national recognition year after year.
There's a national trade magazine that tracks the entertainment venue and live entertainment industry. It's called Polestar Magazine. And for the calendar year of 2010, DPAC was ranked number 9 in the country based on attendance at theaters. And for the first 6 months of 2011, January 1st through June 30th, DPAC moved up based on the big success of Lion King and some other big shows. We moved up to the number 2 position in the country, just behind the much larger Fox Theater in Atlanta.
DPAC management says part of the reason for the success is the diversity in the events the center attracted this past year.
Broadway continues to be, the very biggest part of our lineup. One thing to note is in the coming season, that starts in September, that Broadway number, which was 95 performances this past year, that's going to jump up to almost 120 performances. So, there's been, some speculation and some talk, and, gosh, these big shows like Wicked and Lion King someday, will we run out of big shows to present? And in recent meetings we had with the booking office at Nederlander in New York, they've really got these big shows lined up for literally years to come. There's a 4 or 5 year plan to where these really big mega blockbuster musicals are on track to come to DPAC, and in the case of a very successful show like Lion King, we hope to have it back in 3 or 4 years.
In addition to the quality of the shows the center offers, the stated values of the people who work there are also being credited for DPAC's success.
Part of, I think, what has made DPAC so successful and find such a large audience has been our attention to detail and our what we think is legendary red carpet customer service.
For more information on the Durham Performing Arts Center, visit dpacnc.com. Dozens of disabled athletes in Durham will once again benefit from the generosity of the Carolina Panthers charities. Durham Parks and Recreation has received a $2,000 grant from the organization to help with the continuation of a Challenger Flag Football League. The 4-team league was established last year with the same grant. The money will go toward equipment and supplies, game officials, and promoting the program. From recognizing the growing Latino population in our city to celebrating the four-legged members of our community, we'll fill you in on a couple of upcoming events you don't want to miss when City Hall This Week continues.
When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Butler residents? Everything that gets into our storm drains, soap, pesticides, pet waste, whatever, makes its way straight to our streams and into where you swim, what you drink, and where you fish. Stormwater runoff is our biggest source of water pollution. You're the solution now that you know where it goes.
Welcome back. The 2011 Latino Festival has been rescheduled for later this month. The festival was originally scheduled for August 6th, but had to be canceled because of thunderstorms. It will now be held on Saturday, September 24th from 1 until 6 p.m. at Rock Quarry Park. The goal of the festival is to share Hispanic traditions and culture with Durham residents through food, entertainment, kids' activities, and more. And for all you dog lovers, you'll want to mark your calendar now for Woofstock 2011. The event will be held on Sunday, October 2nd at Durham Central Park from 2 until 5 p.m. It will feature music, agility, flyball and frisbee demonstrations, and of course contests for four-legged participants of all shapes and sizes. The event is being sponsored by the Parks and Recreation Department. That does it for this edition of City Hall This Week. Be sure and visit DTV8 on Facebook and Twitter to find out how you can tune into this show, city life, and all the city's programming. You can also find us on demand on the city's website at durhamnc.gov/DTV8. I'm Amy Blaylock. Thank you for joining us for City Hall This Week.